What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are on episode 3. Oh, yep, 30. We're on episode 30. Man, so much is going on. So much is happening. I don't know why I just went into karate mode, but yeah. ADHD brain started thinking about karate. Don't believe anybody who says they do karate and hold their hands like this. Yeah, this is not karate. Anyway, episode 30 of the Homebrew. They're in the middle of fighting Zeos. Let's get into it. We do intros, math with Carlos again. We're on episode 30. That's 10 away from 40. The battle picks up right where it left off. Zeos summons some undead dragons. I think he's summoning about 3 of them at the moment. Miraz is up next and he casts Witch Bolt. Still using that magic that the princess gave him. Adalia's up after him and she casts Moonbeam, holding it on Zeos. We find out that he's not a shape changer. His form is his form. And Christopher is up after her. He casts Chromatic Orb. That's one of my favorite spells. I love Chromatic Orb. One of the dragon, and then it's the Dragonlings. Dragon Tails. Come on down, it's Dragon Tails. I just got from the gym, and I had a lot of pre-workout, so I am like wiry. But it is one of the Dragonlings' turns. Is the dragon, because I think they move all as a group. So one will attack the guard, another dragon runs to Christopher and hits him. He freaks out, of course, and another dragon will hit Miraz. The guards will try to stab at Zeos with their spears. One of them actually hit a nat 20 and he get a good deep pierce in there. Ambrose is up where back at the top of the turn order. He casts Silence on Zeos. He's really creative with his spell work since he actually can't cast spells, but he's not like Miraz where these are like scientifical magical spells or whatever. He loads his gun with like these spicy pepper clouds and then shoots it at Zeos. He counterspells it, so he disperses it. What does that look like? I would like to think in my head he shoots this canister of loaded pepper and spices at Zeos and he catches it, then he throws it to the side. That's how I would like counterspell that. Ferric sorry again. Or he uses like a telekinesis spell and he catches the canister and before it explodes he like kind of makes it into a dud and squeezes it and cracks it. Ferric is up next. He casts Heat Metal on Zeos because he's wearing like black armor. So he can't take the armor off unless he has 10 minutes. Pickles is up and she drinks a potion of health and punches Zeos in the face. He is still grappled by her, so I would like to imagine like Pickles has him in like an arm lock and she's just like, screw you, Zeos. She uses her fire rune to do a little bit more damage to him, I think. Zeos uses his legendary resistance to, I think, break out of that grapple. I don't know why I didn't write down what he used it for, but I'm pretty sure it's to break out of that grapple or her fire rune. Zeos is up, and he casts a dark fireball, kind of like black fire. Necrotic fire. Cold fire. I think they call it something I think it's Necrofire. Necrofire in Divinity Original Sin 2. He hits everyone. Christopher goes down. Miraz is up next. He casts Magic Missile. Zeos dispels Heat Metal with his legendary action. Adalia's up next and she's holding Moonbeam. Zeos is going to take a little bit of damage from that. She uses Healing Word on Christopher to make him pop back up. And then she used Sacred Flames on Zeos, which it fizzles out or like he dodges, whatever you want to call it. Christopher's up next and he pulls out 2 daggers and he goes in on this dragon. Um, he has a dagger from when they met these merchants outside of the wall. I think somebody gave it to him. Uh, it does like a poison damage, I want to say. The dragons closest to Christopher and Ferric will explode the dragon. And when it explodes, it does like necro damage to everybody. Everybody around it takes damage. Another dragon moves in over to Pickles and attacks. She starts looking bad. And another one attacks Miraz, but Pickles uses her wind rune to make it attack Zeos. And how I like to think the dragon's coming down for a chomp, and then Pickles like activate one of her runes, and she turns into like the Avatar for a second, Aang, and then she like redirects some wind, and then instead of like chomping down on whoever it was about to bite, its head gets tilted in mid chomp and bites Zeos. That's how I would like to imagine it, because like forcing something to happen type thing. Zeos will use 2 legendary actions to try and get out of the grapple, but he fails. Pickles got him in a tight hold. Ambrose is up next. He fires at Zeos, then moves to Pickles and gives her a potion and casts silence on Zeos, but he counterspells again. Ferric is up. He casts heat metal again. They're trying to get him to burn through his spell slots, but it seems like he has an abundance of them. Pickles is up, and she drinks the healing potion that Ambrose gave her. She punches Zeos in the face again. But unfortunately, she misses that time, and Spunkle shoots his lightning breath at Zeos. Zeos falls down to one knee, and he seems like he's taking a lot of damage at this point, and he is hurt. But then he pulls out this green, bright decay crystal. He takes it, or I forgot how I didn't write down how he like uses this crystal. I don't know if he just put it in his body or he ate it, but it is this crystal that he uses to transform into this monster. He breaks out of the grapple that Pickles has on him. Then Miraz is up. He casts Miraz is up. He casts Dispel Magic. Zeos uses a legendary action to cast Disintegrate at Ferric. Adalia's up. Still holding Moonbeam, so Zeos is going to take damage. She casts Healing Word for Pickles. She was looking real rough. Then she casts Sacred Flames at a dragon attacking Miraz. Zeos uses his legendary action to use his decaying sludge to attack Pickles. Christopher is up, and he casts Healing Word on again, I didn't write who this was for. Horrible notes this session. Horrible notes. Undead Dragon's turn. Pickles. Alright, the Undead Dragon's turn, and they attack Pickles. Another one attacks Miraz. And then Zeos uses another legendary action to move away or to move closer to somebody. Ambrose is up, and he casts Fog Cloud. But Zeos immediately counterspells that. He just giving Ambrose the business. He was like, you want to talk trash? Counterspell. But what was cool about this counterspell, this Fog Cloud, Ambrose got on top of his head or something, and then he shot like a fog cloud down, but it didn't work. That would have been real cool. But Ambrose runs away afterwards. Ferric is up next, and he misses, and then Misty steps away. Ferric starts to wonder about running away because he doesn't think that it's starting to look like they probably can't win this fight. Zeus uses another legendary action to strike at Pickles and Adalia. Adalia uses Silvery Barbs. Pickles is up. She misses another punch. Spunkles flies away. And I think Rage, if you don't hit something, you lose your Rage. So I think she's out of Rage now. I don't know. I don't play many Barbarians. But I think they lose their Rage, and then she might lose her Giant's Might. I remember she said she got small again. But anyway, Spunkles flies away. Pickles sends Spunkles away so he doesn't die. Zeos summons six more undead dragons. Carlos, what is wrong with you? Why are you trying to kill people? They barely just killed this one. Mirage holds Hex and backs up a little bit from the fight. He jumps down to another floor. He apparently they're on like a higher level, and he finds like he's looking for a backup escape to get out of here in case crap hits the fan. Zeos casts Disintegrate at Pickles. Adalia counterspells. Good looking out, because I think that would have took her out. Adalia is up, and she moves Moonbeam back onto Zeos. Then casts Sacred Flame. Christopher's up next, and he casts Guiding Bolt on Zeos. The undead dragons move closer in, the 6 that he summoned. First one attacks Ambrose. Second one also attacks him. Next 3 attack Ferric. Last one will attack Adalia. The dragons that been there for the 2 that I think are left from the original will go attack Pickles and then Mirage. So one attacks Pickles and then one attack Mirage. Ambrose is up. He shoots Zeos. He Zephyr strikes, and then he shoots Zeos and kind of moves away, free out of any attack range or stuff. Love Zephyr Strike. It's a good way to get around the battlefield. Ferric stabs himself with Cure Wounds. Ferric tells everybody, this ain't looking good. We should definitely run. He misty steps away and gets to Adalia. He's like, hey, let's get out of here. I think he was borderline about to convince everybody that everybody's like, yeah, let's start. Yeah, you're right, Ferric. The one time they're about to listen to Ferric and get skedaddle. Adalia agrees with him and is like, yeah, we should leave. Pickles is up. She punches Zeos in the face before she's like, yeah, let's get out of here. I don't know. I don't think Pickles was like, let's leave. I think she was. Andy, tell me if Pickles wanted to leave during this fight. But she punches Zeos in the face. Zeos' body starts to break down. And then comes a really gross description from Carlos that I did not like. Not that I didn't like it. It was just gross and I didn't like it. But he rolls a D100. And if it was, no, not a D100, he rolls a D20. And if it was a 10 or lower, Zeos, he just straight up told everybody, Zeos is going to take 55 points of damage. And he rolled a 10. Woo! Zeos' body starts convulsing. I'm not going to do this gross description. Zeos' body starts doing gross things, and he takes that damage, and that's where the episode ends. Super heavy combat episode. Combat episodes, I try to focus on the combat instead of the role play, because that's usually what you're focusing on. I do love the banter in between attacks and like little breaks of conversation, but the focus is the combat on combat episodes, because they usually take up the whole episode. I mean, I've been talking about what they did in combat for 13 minutes and just going through the combat. So I try to focus on that, so that's why there wasn't really like a lot of like, they said this to each other, they did this, but there was a lot of good role play in there, especially from, I don't want to start saying the MVPs or anything, but Ferric and Christopher had a lot of good back and forth. Adalia, with the great descriptions of her attack, is one thing you can get from Katie, is she's going to describe her attacks. Her and Austin are really good at describing attacks. Not saying anybody else is bad, but they're gonna put that imagery in your head of like imagery. They're gonna put that imagery in your head of like what this attack looks like, and like how the characters are casting these spells. Blah 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 blah. I mean, that's all I got. For a combat episode, it was pretty good. The The team were quick on their feet. Nobody like really was like, I don't know what to do. They kind of freaked out a little bit at the appropriate points. Zeos summoned more dragons. It's like phase 3 now. But I think he's on his last leg here. So I am going to give this there was something. I mean, I'm not Carlos, and I can't get in the mind of Carlos. I can only do, and I'm a way different DM than Carlos. No, I would like to think me and Carlos are similar in feelings and like whatever. But sometimes I think we get to a certain point, and Carlos like BS's something, fudge some numbers. I mean, sometimes that's what I think. But then I remember that he killed Katie's character in like the 5th episode. No, it wasn't like the 5th, but it was like early on. I think they were like level 5, and he killed Katie episode. So I'm pretty sure Carlos isn't scared to like party wipe or kill some more people. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't fudge anything, but it seemed like as soon as they were like, we probably can't win this, let's run away. It was like, oh, Zeos body starts to break down. So that seemed a little fishy, but I'm pretty sure Carlos is not scared of killing his players at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure he felt bad about killing Evangeline, but he wasn't like, I'm not going to kill Evangeline. Anyway, this episode, 9 hit dice out of 10. Great combat episode, great role play, still great music. Carlos doing an excellent job. The players are doing an excellent job. But yeah, 9 out of 10. Great episode. Just missing a little bit of oomph that the just missing a little bit of oomph that the last episode had. So that's why it's a 9 out of 10, but it was still a great episode. Yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this combat heavy episode. If there is, if you guys got a different way of how I should handle combat heavy episodes, what do you want me to talk about? I mean, do you like me going through the train? Do you like me going through the initiative order? Do you like me going through the attacks? Do you want to hear the role play? I mean, because I know I'm just reviewing and talking about the episode, so I don't want to go in too much detail, because then you could just go listen to the episode. So I try to keep these short and to the point, and then, score them at the end. But tell me a little bit more of what you want to hear, what you want to be reminded of, what you like, and then I'll try my best. But as always, thanks for tuning in to Miles TV. You guys have a good day. Bye.